Hi, my name's Tim. I'm a chiropractor at Body to Balance in Rowville, and today I will be going over some core strengthening exercises to assist in the rehabilitation of subacute and chronic mechanical low back pain. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is activating your deep intrinsic core muscles, namely the transverse abdominis or TA, the multifidus and the pelvic floor. So these muscles are important for stabilizing your low back. Okay, so we'll get you lying in the hook lying position, and first thing I want you to do is find your neutral spine. So if you fully arch your back and then fully flatten your back and then come to midway in between and hold that position for your neutral spine. And then what I want you to do is practice activating your pelvic floor muscles. So from the pelvic floor, if you pull up and in, and just imagining if you were going to the toilet, stopping the flow of urine, and they're the muscles that you want to be switching on. Okay, so at the same time, what I want you to do is practice turning on your transverse abdominis or TA. So if you find the bony front of your pelvis, the ASIS, and go 1 inch in and 1 inch down, breathe in and breathing out, and as you breathe out, cough, and that's where you should feel the activation of your TA muscle as you cough. Okay, so then what I want you to do is put these two together. So what I want you to do is breathe in, breathe out, and switch on your pelvic floor and TA muscle and hold that at 30%. And then what I want you to do is practice keeping them switched on while taking 10 breaths in and out. Okay, so just remember that the pelvic floor and TA activations are something you want to have switched on for all your core strengthening exercises. So what we're going to go over next is a pelvic tilt. So what we're doing is, again, engaging our core muscles and our glute muscles to tilt our pelvis backwards and flattening the hollow of our low back against the floor. And then you're relaxing and letting the pelvis roll forward and tilting the pelvis back, flattening the arch in our low back, and then tilting the pelvis forward. And we're going to repeat that 10 times in a pelvic tilt. The next exercise we're going to go over is the bridge. So what we're doing is activating our core, squeezing our glute muscles, and then pushing up through the heels until our trunk is parallel with the thighs, and then slowly lowering back down till your tailbone hits the ground. And again, activating the core, tightening the glutes, pushing up through the heels until the thighs are parallel with the trunk, and lowering back down. And try and repeat this for 10 repetitions. So the next exercise we're going to do is the dead bug track. So again, having your core switched on, and what we're going to do is have the arms outstretched and extending out one leg and the opposite arm, and then back to normal, planting the foot and the opposite leg and the opposite arm. And repeating this 10 times on each side. So as a progression, you can Do it with your legs, hips and knees at 90 degrees and extending one leg and the opposite arm. Next one we're going to go over is the abdominal crunch. So switching on your core, crossing your arms over and curling the trunk up so the shoulder blades are off the floor. And back down. And making sure when you're doing it that you're pulling with your abdominal muscles as opposed to your hip flexor muscles. And repeating this for 10 repetitions. The next exercise is the clam, which is good for activating the glute medius muscle. So what we're going to do is get you to squeeze your buttock muscles and use this muscle to separate your knees while keeping your feet together. Okay, so opening the knees and repeating this 10 times on each leg. So this exercise is the side plank, and what we're doing is balancing on our elbow and our feet while holding the neutral spine position, and we're going to hold this until we fatigue or break the form of the neutral spine, and then we're going to switch sides. If you're finding it difficult on your elbow and feet, you can do it on your knees and elbow. And again, just holding until you fatigue or you lose your neutral spine position. So this exercise is the plank. So what we're doing is holding our chin in, keeping our core activated and holding our spine in a good neutral position, and holding this till we start to fatigue or we lose that neutral position. This exercise is the quad track. So what we're doing is we're on all fours. We're holding our chin in, having our core activated, and then keeping our pelvis square and extending one leg and the opposite arm. And back down, and then the other leg and the opposite arm. And repeating up to 10 repetitions on each side of the body. The next exercise we're going to do is the cat-cow yoga pose. So what you're going to do is arch your low back, draw your shoulder blades together and looking up, and then you're going to round your low back, engage your core, protract your shoulders and tuck your chin in. So arching your low back, retracting your shoulders, and then rounding your low back, engaging the core and protracting your shoulders and tucking your chin in. We're going to make sure we're breathing as well, so as we arch our back and look up, we breathe in, and as we round our back and look down, we breathe out. And repeating this 10 times. Good luck with your low back core strengthening program, and remember that if any of the exercises aggravate your condition or to get progressions to make your exercises more challenging, to consult with a musculoskeletal allied health professional.